Hello, everyone. So welcome to the second series of ECCL interviews. For those who might have followed us last year, we were doing monthly webinars with presentation of all sorts of examples of what people are doing in relation to deinstitutionalization, provision of community-based services in different countries. This year we have started with a new format, so we are having 2 monthly interviews with people again doing all sorts of things to promote independent living in terms of deinstitutionalization. So people really working on the ground with disabled people and other groups in terms of making sure that they can live independently in the community. So today we're very happy to be presenting Helpific, and which is an online platform, and we have with us Zsolt Bugarszki. He's the researcher and developer at the Tallinn University, and one of the co-founders of Helpific. We will hear from Zsolt. He will explain what Helpific is all about, how that works, and then I will ask him a couple of questions, and we will wrap up the interview. So Zsolt, thank you very much for being here with us today, and I will pass the screen to you so you can share your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that works. We can see your presentation. So over to you, Zsolt.
Thank you. Greetings from the snowy Tallinn. I want to talk today about our Helpific platform. This platform was created 4 years ago, already 2014, in Tallinn during a special hackathon event. Is an event which is usually for the IT sector, where developers, software developers are getting together to have an intense weekend to come up with an idea and realizing this idea to their prototype. But in the special vibrant environment of Estonia, they extended this method to very different fields and topics, including the welfare system and including the situation of vulnerable people, people with disabilities, mental health problems. And one of these events was called Enable Hackathon, which called together all the idea holders and active citizens, disabled people themselves, professionals, developers, to come up with ideas how to make disabled people's life easier and social integration stronger with the help of modern technology. And this is the way we developed an online platform named Helpific, which we consider as a social startup. We are following the development spirit and innovation spirit of the startup ecosystem of Estonia, but instead of creating a video game or a fintech product, we wanted to have a social impact and we wanted to serve vulnerable people in the community. This is the way Helpific was created, creating a sustainable, caring community with the help of an info communication technology. And we were lucky enough that this platform has been growing over the last 4 years continuously, and we extended our activities to different Eastern European countries, we also had an opportunity to conduct a research and follow up the activities on the platform and the implementation of the platform in Estonia, Ukraine, Hungary, and Croatia. Altogether, it was a 3 years long pilot project majority of our numbers and stories and cases are from Estonia, but we have a fast-growing community also in Ukraine, Hungary, and Croatia. On the picture, we can see the main page of the platform, which is an online platform, works perfectly on any devices. So it doesn't matter if you are using a PC, a laptop, a tablet, or a smartphone. This is a very ICT-based solution, and we are sort of following the so-called sharing economy model. It means that Helpific creates a peer-to-peer connection between people. This is the most important element of Helpific, that without any agency, without any middleman, without any formal registration that you need to go to an organization to sign up, let's say turn yourself to be a volunteer or a help seeker, you just use this platform and right away you are posting either a help request or a help offer. And based on the large numbers, just in Tallinn right now, we have more than 5,000 registered members. There is a chance that within a few minutes you will receive an answer from your neighborhood. And we wanted to utilize this fast nature of online solutions, but we were very curious that, okay, it's very promising, but does it work for disabled people? Does it work for vulnerable people? And our ultimate aim was that we don't want to replace professional services, but we definitely want to increase the so-called social capital of people, just simply the connections people have in their neighborhood to other fellow citizens, building a network society. For this, we are using the theory and theoretical background of Manuel Castells, who writes a lot and talks a lot about the network society. And his point is that while traditional communities around us are declining, disappearing, there are many discussions and debates around that, while Castells is arguing that no worries, because there is a rise of the so-called network society, and communities are raising again, just in a different way, and internet is and the entire techno-economic environment is one of the main tools for that. So we were very curious that, okay, is it really happening? So can we say that if we create an online platform, then it is a proper tool to create a new type of holding, containing, supporting communities around vulnerable people using modern ICT tools. And we did this pilot. We considered ourselves as a very careful and slow experiment. This is very important to emphasize, because usually in the startup scene, they are expecting startuppers and entrepreneurs to be a unicorn. A unicorn means that you are duplicating your numbers every week, the registration, the income, and we are not a unicorn, and we didn't want to be. We are embracing, and pretty much I like very much the very doer attitude of the startup scene, but we wanted to keep our core social values, and we took it very slow, which means that each cases, each occasions, and people created a matchmaking on our platform. We went there, we wanted to interview them, we wanted to follow up the stories, because we are sort of pioneers. When we started to work with Helpific, we received a lot of opportunities to participate in mentorship. Mentors were helping our work in media, in communication, in IT, and very early it became clear that if this platform would be about video games for teenagers, they could help us a lot. But since we are working with a special target group, no mentors could help us. So we needed to pioneer, and we the first ones who were walking in a fresh snow, as we say here in Estonia. So main statistics we were dealing with at the platform during the pilot period, that almost 6,000 people were registered on the platform during the pilot. Right now, this number is above 8,000, so we are growing quite nicely. Also important to emphasize that we were in 4 countries, but in each country we are talking about urban, large cities, urban environments. So Tallinn, Kyiv, Zagreb, Budapest. We were not really successful in remote areas. Now we have a project in southern Estonia trying it, which way this tool could work in a more countryside environment. But what I am going to talk about is mostly about urban areas. We identified almost 447 help requests and help offers in the system, which were relevant to our analysis. More than 500, almost 600 very active users who were using the platform, and thousands of messages we could analyze that people exchanged. And we were very curious which way people are behaving on a platform. This is one of the core content of our research, that, okay, what kind of help people are requesting and what kind of help people are offering in the platform. And of course, we wanted these two to be matched. And the very pleasurable results that is matching very well. Each color in this chart represents a certain type of help, very frequent help request that someone wants to get a ride, transportation, needs to go to the doctor, especially nowadays during the winter months. People feel that the roads are icy, not safe to go to a doctor appointment. Is there anyone who can give me a ride in the neighborhood? Also, small tasks around the household, cleaning, packing, fixing small things. Personal assistance, this is one of the most professional sound in our activities, and definitely it's mostly about that which way we are supporting people to maintain their independent life at home. And it's also visible in the chart that the largest discrepancies here. More people are requesting personal assistant than those who are offering that. So this seems to some people way too much, because especially when it comes to these sensitive topics like bath, toilet, or any kind of personal help, is a little bit out of the scope for fellow citizens. Because I want to repeat, Helpific connects people with ordinary people. We are not a yellow page or a showcase of professionals like caregivers, like physiotherapists, psychotherapists, the social workers, vocational rehabilitation experts, but very neighbors in 5 minutes from your very location. Also very frequent, and we love very much when people are asking help accompany them. I want to go to a concert. I love this music group. It comes to Tallinn. Is there anyone who goes there because I am in a wheelchair or I have visual impairments and I am not confident at that venue? It would be so nice to go with someone, and people are reacting wonderfully to this request. And also tuition, education, any kind of school task, or just simply learning new skills is also very relevant on the Helpific platform. Maybe it's visible that our activities are mainly about everyday situation, everyday tasks. In a way, I dare to say that what Helpific is doing is rather creating new connections between people, and the help is an excuse for that. So it's like if someone is want to clean their apartment and that person is blind and can't remove the curtains and needs help, that someone a hand to come and remove the curtain, is a great occasion for a meeting. And Helpific works very well if we could manage this relation to sustain, that people became sort of friends, and in this way the platform is the entry point for their future relationship in the community. So the crucial points we wanted to explore, that are disabled people really using this? Do they have access to internet, and they have the skills to use the different devices and gadgets need for that? which way does the platform is safe, how people build trust, which way someone meets a complete stranger when they only exchange some messages online. And of course, we wanted to know that this is really creating a new support network. Can we say that we increase social capital of people? And that's what we wanted to know very much with our new initiative. So what we found, that very pleasurable was to us to see that there is a certain proportion of people with disabilities and the society, within the society, who are very confident with internet and online tools. Many people we found who are using internet as one of the main connection to the world. So even if they have severe physical disabilities and they can use a laptop only having a toothbrush in their mouth, they are using it and they are typing their help requests. They are, and of course, they use social media. So I wouldn't say that everybody is doing that, but there is a certain proportion of the society, of the people with disabilities who are using the tool. So we are very confident nowadays that this platform has a market and has a place within the society. Also, it was very interesting that we were extremely careful how to guide and support the first encounters. This kind of measurements we did that, for example, we offered to intervene with a middleman. So if you have to meet a new person who is a complete stranger, then we can arrange a social worker living in your town or in your district, and the first meeting will happen with the presence of the social worker. Also in Tallinn, we had a cafe which was run by disabled people, and we created it as a safety circle, a safety place. So we encourage people that organize your meeting at this cafe. Bartenders are social workers there. So it's a safe, and we can drop an email to them that a meeting will occur there, and they pay particular attention of that meeting. But I have to admit that most of our users rejected this kind of help, because the people who are using this platform are those that we call the so-called survivors, which means that they are already living in the community. They already try hard to maintain their independent life, and they know exactly that every single day is a harsh battle to get new encounters, to solve problems, to find solutions to their problems. And in this way, they could use Helpific as an additional and easy to handle and fast tool to get support in the community. But having these people, for them, it was not new that, yes, I need to communicate with the outside world. I need to have the chance to trust people. I need to get the support from people around me, because that's happening with them every day. On the other hand, we have to admit that the platform didn't really work among those who are in institutions. Very tightly supported housing facilities where there are 24 hours nursing or caregivers around them. There we found that they solve all their problems in their own circle. The support is around them, and they were rather reluctant to do the step outside and involving strangers into their activities. Helpific worked very well with those people who are already in the community and try to survive in the community. The successful help seekers were those who created a support network around themselves. At times when there is one help request about a concert, a gym, or a doctor appointment, or even household task, there are 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people answering. Maybe only one help will be taken, but he or she replies all, and these people became a sort of support network member. Any other time, even no need to post a new help request, because in my mailbox there are people who answered me before, so I just have to write a few messages and these people will come again. And the successful people, the successful users of Helpific, very smartly they built up a small circle around themselves, and all of these people are in the neighborhood. And in this way, Helpific was only an entry point for their relationship. And after that, they even didn't need the platform because their phone numbers are in the phone. They friend each other on Facebook or in any other social media, and such way the support network was created. And the last point I want to mention is that it's a very pleasurable thing to see on Helpific platform, the reciprocity. We encourage people that not only ask help, because everybody has skills and strengths, and it happens. I mentioned the lady, the blind lady in Tallinn, who is asking help for cleaning the house in the district called Nömme in Tallinn. But she is also, she works with computers, and she is very good at computers. And we realized that while she is keep asking help about removing the curtains or helping every springtime to have a large cleaning session in her house, people also turn to her, the very same people, the neighbor guys who go over, that I have a new software and someone needs to help me to install because I'm struggling with my laptop, and she helps. And we are very happy for this, because such way Helpific is really rather a community tool, creating a sense of community among the members, than a care network where there are always those who need help, and this is a special status, and those who support them. It's not so obvious. You can be both at both times. So this is shortly what I can summarize about Helpific. The very good news for us that nowadays we start to extend our activities also to Western Europe. We started to establish a team in Germany and the Netherlands, and cooperating with universities, we started new research that which way Helpific works in a very well-established welfare regime, because the countries we have been active so far, Estonia, Ukraine, Hungary, Croatia, are not really well-established welfare states. In a way, we had an ultimate freedom to do whatever we wanted, but zero support. In Germany, in the Netherlands, the system is more rigid in a way that everything is regulated, if not over-regulated. But the good news that, for example, the German Health Insurance Board is immediately interested in the platform, but we need to follow their particular rules. So for the future, it's a very interesting experiment for us, that which way this innovative solution can be embedded into a well-established welfare regime. So that's it shortly.
Thank you very much, Zsolt. I will take the screen again to myself. Sorry, yes. Let me just move this. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, and I really liked the presentation and the platform as well, because I think it's like you say, I think there's a need everywhere to strengthen sort of community cohesion and to encourage regular relationships, sort of non-formal relationships between people. So even in the countries, even though you worked in the countries where there aren't that many formal supports, indeed, people shouldn't rely only on formal supports either. So I think it's really, it sounds really great, and I'm glad that you found that it's worked. I've prepared a couple of questions, and actually I thought of one or two more while you were speaking. First of all, I was going to ask you, how do people find out about the platform? I guess some people will find out, from Facebook, but do you also work with, I don't know, NGOs, or how do you get the word around?
Yeah, we do this. We do both. Our main resource is Facebook, since we are an online platform, and we in this way, when people want to join us, they need to register on the internet, and when people are on the internet, they are definitely on the social media. So this is the best way to advertise. For some reason in Estonia, only Facebook is relevant, so Twitter, Instagram is not so frequent. So we started to use Facebook, and it works very well. But on the other hand, we also keep in touch with many disability organizations and networks of disabled people, which is partly again on the internet. They have Facebook pages, Facebook groups. On the very first time, I remember during the hackathon event, which was actually 48 hours, the task was that you can prove your idea only if you can have minimum 25 registered members. So you have a prototype, and at the end of the weekend, you have to prove that 25 people will register. And I remember that we posted a Facebook post, we created a very new Facebook page, and we just wrote messages to these disability networks, and some of them shared it, and 200 people registered to the platform on the very first weekend. So social media is very strong. On the other hand, I have to admit that especially nowadays, we are more and more careful with Facebook, because Facebook is not honest with the data protection, and we don't allow people to post help requests on Facebook. When we post something on Facebook, which is personal information, we use only first names. We don't specify the location. We don't allow to publish phone numbers, email addresses, or anything which is a direct contact to people. And at times it's a problem, because some people who are potential helpers write that, okay, just drop me the help request and the exact address on Facebook, and I will just jump. And we answer that, I'm sorry, but we don't share any personal on Facebook. You need to come to register. Helpific platform is not using any advertisements, and we are not engaged into any commercial activities that any third party get access to our database. But unfortunately, some people suddenly say that, yeah, you want us to register, and this is your only reason. Why don't you just simply share on Facebook? So we have a sort of issue around that, but for us, the safety and security of our users is more important, and we never post that personal information. But it wouldn't work if we wouldn't have a lot of real-life, offline, analog type of activities. So in Tallinn, we participated in many street festivals, in not only professional events, even we try to avoid them. I mean, we try to go where people are, not where the professionals are. So in Tallinn, especially during the summer season, there are many street events, and we are there. We bought a tent and benches and large roll-ups, right, and everything which is needed to go out. There is a famous summer festival, called Opinion Festival in Estonia, where all the progressive people are around finding out the future of the country. Is a very nice middle August festival. We created our own workshop there with an entire afternoon together with people. And these events are very successful. We can see the registrations are peaking, and a lot of people are coming. So these are the two ways: social media, internet, and a lot of encounters with our potential members.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it leads me to the third question. I'll skip the second one for a second. I mean, to what extent can people interact with the platform? Can they post reviews, for example, or let's say somebody offers help, but they prove out to be useless or not very nice. To what is it? Because there are a lot of platforms. A lot of platforms are based on reviews nowadays. So I was wondering how that works, or can they block somebody? If
Is coming soon. At the moment, we don't have these functions ready yet. Out yet, especially because. Again, when we did the pilot, we got the advice that make the platform as simple as possible. One element was one mentor said that if it's up to him, the entire platform would be a one single button to press and not over sophisticated, because our target group is very risky. That is the entry point where people will use. So we kept it very simple. But nowadays, we are more confident that we don't have to worry. People are confident in the internet, and they know exactly this rating. Also, the user engagement is much better if you have this gamification, if you have these points, badges you can create, a rating system, collecting points. So we are working on that, and it's coming soon. And that will be one of the tools that which way we make the platform more successful and safe, because just as you mentioned, like in other sharing economy platforms like the Airbnb, where you are renting out rooms or flats, if you give a negative rate, the reputation of the owner, the house owner, is sinking, right? And that above under a certain level, it can be also excluded. So we will do the very same. If something like this is happening in Helpific, then usually they write us a message and we can block people. So we have mentors and online customer relation experts in each country, and they are keeping in touch with people very actively. We see immediately when someone is struggling with the system, then even physically we can meet to help. It very rarely happens, but most of the time just the greetings and making sure that everything is smooth, it works like that. But it's very important that we need to engage, increase the engagement of our platform, and now we are a bit more confident to turn it more interactive and visible. You may imagine that when we started, we were very careful and we contacted the Estonian ombudsman of data protection. And we received a written instruction that what we shall do and what we shouldn't do in Helpific with our online activity. And one of the requirements of the ombudsman was that no help request and help offer can be visible without registration. So actually, one of the harsh feedback we receive from people, but that guys, your site is dead, because we go there and we don't see personal profiles and whatever, but it is intentional. We are not allowed to do, because we can't give people the opportunity to browse among registered members as a database of vulnerable people in the community. Like so it's not possible. So you can't use Helpific like Facebook, that I wanna stalking after my friends if they are registered there and I see which is their activities, because you can't browse among the profiles. The price of it is that people are not engaging with our website the same way as with the social media, which means they are not coming for window shopping. If they come only with a particular interest to help a particular person. Of course, the consequence is that it's very safe, and we are growing very slowly. But we try to open now. In the near future, we will have new functions and new functionalities on the website, and a little bit the Helpific will be more colorful and rich with this engagement type of content.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and the other question was about I don't know if you have. You said you were now also moving to Germany, but what is in your sort of interaction with policymakers, or I mean, do you think there is a danger they could see a platform like this as a replacement for formal support, like personal assistance, or did you find that they understand this is an addition and that it doesn't doesn't replace the need for support like personal assistance? What is your view? What is your experience?
The needs definitely doesn't replace, but usually we receive two type of reactions and feedback from service providers or decision makers, local governments and authorities. One is a very positive one, that actually Helpific is an excellent tool to create faster and easier connection between the people who are in need and possible and potential resources like personal assistance. especially in countries where these personal budgeting or direct payment scheme exists, and to some extent it exists in Estonia also. Some larger cities are providing a monthly budget for mainly for people with physical disabilities who can buy services by themselves from this budget. They only can spend this money on services, but it's very interesting that the law doesn't require them to buy professional service. They can give this completely to the informal care. The only rule is that they can't buy service from their own family members, because according to the Estonian constitution, families are by default obliged to take care of their family members. But if it's your neighbor, if it's your friend, if it's an enterprise around, of course, there are people who are professionals and they team up to be like a caregiver group. It's your decision. So in a way, this is a very positive element, that there is a market, and if there is a market, Helpific could be a perfect marketplace, the medium where the matchmaking occurs, because the disabled person has the budget. And there is a professional team and competing professional teams, or even informal helpers who are ready to participate. And there is a chance that in some areas where Helpific is accepted, could be an excellent tool for that. We already have negotiations in Austria with service providers who are very interested in that, and in Austria there is a rule for them. Right now, many, like in Estonia, they solve it with a different NGO who is taking this medium role. And they are handpicking the potential helpers in their networks. They have the traditional way that people are signing up and registering to their organization as a personal assistant or an informal helper. It's two different topics, but both can come in. And the local government supports this NGO. What Helpific is the innovation and the novum in this, that we can do this online. This matchmaking happens online. But the other reaction is very harsh, and the example is Germany, where in certain areas of Germany, the different church organizations has a monopoly. And when we started and tried to cooperate and even just pilot that we need to get access to some clients, they closed all the door and say that, guys, sorry, when it comes to disability or diacon organization is the player here, and we don't want you to be here. In this way, we are thinking the same way as there, that yes, guys, we call this capitalism, and there is always a competition and innovation. That's the fact that you are present on this market and you created a monopole position, it doesn't guarantee the fastest, the cheapest, the best solution. We also don't believe that we are a solution for everything, but somehow Helpific is bringing this ICT-based, internet-based innovation into the field, and definitely it may danger some monopolies in the welfare system. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a free platform. Anybody can use it, right? If they would like to, nobody's forced to use it. But first to sign up. And just last question, that was very interesting, Zsolt. Just last question, how difficult is it to set up the platform and to run it in a country? Is it a big team? Is there a big team behind it?
Usually we don't need such a large team. My experience is that a team of 3, and of course one of them has the IT skills, the other maybe someone who is good in this project management and this kind of government relations and local government relations, while the third one is good in online social media communication. That's a very good combination. Of course, the more is even better, but the good news that Helpific's maintenance costs are very low. So such way, it's an extremely cost-effective solution, because our plan is that if we can make income by that people are paying for services or receiving income for, let's say, for personal assistance, whatever, then they pay commission for us, but we don't need to make how to say, we don't need billions to make it maintainable. So let's say European-wise, even in each country, if we have a team of 3 people in each country, that it's very easy to run and manage the whole platform. The micromanagement of Helpific might be difficult if there is a, how to say, if the team members are not innovative enough, because we need to learn that when you are an online platform, you need to think online, and you need to think that you are a medium and you are speaking the language of rather the technology, the IT sector and the startups. Here in Estonia, this works wonderful, because somehow the entire atmosphere embraced this language. But many times the welfare system is not speeding up to this level, you know. And if you don't have this entrepreneurial and technological spirit, even at times I feel that some professionals are very careful, and they say, I don't want to mess with gadgets, ICT tools. Is a big problem that you people are using smartphones instead of real meetings. But in Estonia, we are building a digital society here. This is all over the country. So these gadgets and tools became part of our lives. And here the question is rather how we can involve disabled people into this than keeping ourselves away. And it is a bit hard when this mindset is not a common base among ourselves. But we work very well with those people who we call it like this cross, like in this co-creation or cooperation of very, very different, you know, sitting around the table where one person is with disabilities, the other is a social worker, the third one is a media and marketing expert, and the fourth one is an IT developer. You have to start from square one to create a language that you speak. And that's really challenging. That's really challenging.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad it works. And I think it could actually, I mean, you said you were expanding to rural areas, trying it out in rural areas. I think it could work very well in areas where people, you know, they might be online, they might be connected, but physically far apart from each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see that it could be a good addition to any other you know, formal supports that exist. Yeah, if people need help with little tasks, or like you said, want to build relationships with people in their community. So yeah, it sounds very good. Well, thank you very much. I think it was very comprehensive and interesting. For people who are interested in for people who are interested in Helpific, or you know, or let's say in bringing it to their country, can they contact you, or do you? I mean, is there an option of expanding?
Yeah, we are eager to extend Helpific. Now we are having new teams in Serbia, Romania. Also, we are very eager to start in Taiwan and Singapore. We will start our activities, so we go global even. And anyone who would like to contact us are very welcome. The Helpific is available at helpific.com, and at the bottom of the website there is the contact us button, which me personally, I see it every day, the info@helpific.com email address. And we are very open to cooperate with people. It's very fruitful when we can work with service providers, NGOs, user organizations, or we have very good cooperation with innovative universities who want to research the topic, who want to deal with social innovation, social entrepreneurship, and we have a nice network of universities in the countries we are active, and I can see that there is a growing interest into this social innovation topic.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Zsolt, for your time. So anyone who's interested, please go ahead, visit the Helpific website. You'll find the contact details, and we will post the recording of this interview on Enil's YouTube channel soon, and we'll share it also on our Facebook page. We can forward it to you as well, Zsolt, in case you'd like to share it on the Helpific platform or or Facebook. So thank you again, and I'll close the webinar now, so it will just stop suddenly. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you so much.